beautiful sound.
It sounds good up there.
Doesn't sound good, I got the nice acoustics going on. Got the band in the back for you. So let me turn it down because, of course, I get really excited when I hear the song. I think I've played it probably like 25 times today.
Hey, T. Hey, Brandon.
So welcome to The Face Behind the Brand. I am your host, Monique Marie, and you are the lovely, extraordinary, beautiful recording artist, momtrepreneur, sensational composer, one half of FrontRunnaz, DRIA.
Wow, that was a nice intro.
Okay, welcome. I'm just again elated just to have your family share you with us tonight. And of course, I want to just, of course, get right into it. So who is DRIA?
Well, you just said it, so.
Okay, I want your words though. I love wordplay.
Said it all. I mean, literally. Well, no, as an artist,
Yes.
I'm just honestly just a songwriter who loves to speak their mind. Say the things that people don't want to say, inspire other women to be open and have conversations. And I just want to share my experiences and other people's experiences through my music.
And you're doing a great job at it. Again, just humbled that you've taken the time. This is, of course, our second time, of course, now, but just to sit down with me and, of course, share your journey from what I've, of course, been studying. And I always try to go backwards because you have an amazing discography. I tried to go all the way back to 2012, 2013. Okay. It's crazy. So talk to me about, being a mompreneur, because of course I know first and foremost, you're a beautiful mother to beautiful baby boys. And you have a girl too, or boys?
No. I have two boys and a daughter.
Two boys and a girl. So what is that like juggling, of course, this lifestyle that you, of course, have created?
Oh, well, okay. So I put him in homeschool. We put him in homeschool. This is his third year in homeschool. So I did that because, one, I didn't like the school system, and I also wanted him to adapt to our lifestyle. Our lifestyle, going constantly traveling, having to have flexibility, and so for us, it was important for him to be at home and experience that hands-on entrepreneurship and then expand out into additional curriculum that isn't taught in traditional school. So him being at home is actually easier to balance. And then when I have two older stepkids, one of them is 28 and the other is 24. And so they're older. I don't have to worry about them too much, but I'm still, it's very important for me to be an example. Comes in, that's where my motivation, my dedication, and everything else comes into play. Just wanting to be an example for them every day. So that's what really keeps me going and keeps me balancing everything.
Absolutely. So how did you get into music? Because your background, of course, I'd like to start if there's any musical family members. What started this gift being recognized?
Okay, well, let's see. My dad was a songwriter. He was an artist as well. He used to record a lot in the studio, and he'd bring home tapes of his recordings and his writing. And so I was always inspired by that. And he was always a part of karaoke circuit, and he would go out and sing. We'd always go watch him perform and stuff, and he'd always win the money. And he was an actor as well.
Wow.
And she wasn't a singer. She didn't do music, but she definitely introduced me to so many different genres of music, from hip hop to R&B to classical to contemporary jazz to, everything you could think of. Gangster, so I had that in my household. And of course I had many people around me that had, my parents' friends were musicians and singers as well, and actors and athletes. And so I was inspired just all around. And I went to school. So musical theater, acting. You want to talk about a combination. I don't know what to pick sometimes, to be honest with you.
It's a lot.
I'm like, I want to do R&B today. I don't want to do hip hop. I want to do some music, with a little pop, a little classical. So that's
It's crazy.
my younger background, and then God, adulthood, it's been
Yeah.
crazy.
But to be able just to have the option though, you know what I'm saying, especially at this point. And like I said, going back into some of your history, of course, I discovered that you've had nominations for, the Dove Award.
Yeah.
You, associated acts you've worked with, Meek Mill, Ray J, Marsha Ambrosius, Drake, and of course your wonderful bestie, Serena
Well,
Williams.
I guess we collaborate.
Collaboration, I should say, but I mean, it's still the touch, of course,
I mean,
the touch.
yeah, exactly. You're right.
Yeah, to be able to put your sound, your ideas with their, I mean, you gave birth to these amazing together. So, and that's not the norm. So, yeah. So talk to me about some of those amazing connections, because, I'm an energy person and a synergy person. So, even this, I know this is not by coincidence, you know what I'm saying? To be able to come across your path and to be able to get you to sit down. And so what is it like sitting down with others in this industry and having that mindset to be able to complete an amazing sound?
Oh, man. Okay. So there's two sides. One side, working remotely with people a lot. That's a lot over email. But being able to be in the studio is also a different experience, which is an amazing experience. In the studio, I really feel like a different type of magic happens between the energy and the synergy and the creativeness and the different minds and the different, backgrounds and musical talent, and all these things come together so well. When they come together so well, I mean, it's super, super magical. And for me, as a songwriter, love to be in the studio with the artist, because if I'm with the artist, I'm able to vibe with you. I'm able to feel what you're wanting to hear, because if I know what you want to hear, then I can execute, because that's a goal. Like, I can execute what you, and I can tell the story.
Yeah.
Remote, I have an awesome partner. I'm not even gonna lie. Chris, my husband, he's my partner. He's my husband, and he's one of the hardest workers I know. So he's like super like, let's get it done. Let's do this. He's got super information, got a connection. So when we get some great tracks in the mail, in the email for, particular artists, it just becomes super magical to do it in email as well. So, I mean, I think both ways are magical, and they have their own positivity to it. And I just love what I do, to be honest with you. You can't up.
Yeah. Well, you can see it all over you. Okay. You can hear it too. So, I mean, like I told you, I feel, and I say this a lot, I think I'm very, gifted by ear, so to speak. So like when I heard your sound, I was just like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? So without even knowing the rest of the parts and pieces, right? So it's just like, she's dope. Yeah. And that's enough. So talk to me about your partner. So you talked about your husband. So talk to me more about FrontRunnaz.
FrontRunnaz. Okay, FrontRunnaz birthed on MySpace. Okay, and my husband was looking for an artist to work with, and I was a singer, and I had some music up there, and he contacted me and was like, hey, I want to work with you. He lived in the Bay. I lived in Southern California. He flew me up. I started recording and writing with him and his partners. We hit it off. We complimented each other. And I went back a couple times. We continued to work together, separated, worked again together, and then we ended up together. And then we worked more together. And so we formed FrontRunnaz in 2008, actually before we got married. And it's just been a constant growth, a constant work, constant ethic, constant networking, constant elevation, constant improvement in our craft. So it's super awesome.
Well, it's amazing, right? So, I mean, talking about just, the marriage partnership of the business, and then of course by love, so, I mean, if you can marry a person who does what you do and loves what you do, I think it's a blessing. So,
for sure.
Say it again.
Makes life a lot easier, for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So talk to me about your inner peace, because you're in an industry, of course, and you're dealing with an interesting, I like to use the word interesting industry.
Yes.
So inner peace is very important. So talk to me about yours and how you maintain your steadfast spirit.
Oh, that's an interesting question. No one's ever asked.
It needed to
A,
be asked. Andrea.
a number of things. I have a number of things that I do for my personal peace. One is meditation. I listen to a lot of chakra balancing music as well. Um, I do. I'm part of this program called Artistology, who's run by this wonderful woman named Tammy McCrary, and she's long time history in the industry. She used to manage Shaka Khan, that's her sister. She's seen the business inside and out, and her main purpose and goal is to make sure artists are taken care of. Their well-being, their energy, their peace, their spirit, understanding what their purpose is. So we have a community that we meet with each other every single week, and we talk and we discover things about ourselves, and we nurture ourselves as artists. So in combination between that and my family and the things that I do on the side, I have to be able to come to the table whole in order to continue, because anxiety is not good for me. So I don't like anxiety. So I have to keep my before I step into any space, including artistry and the industry.
Absolutely. And it's interesting, I asked only because, as an artist, if we talked about artist to artist, there are, even today, I can admit, like, there was some stuff I was going through and I was like, what am I going through? Like, where is this
Right.
coming from? I had to like literally stop, and I do affirmations, and I literally had to go outside, like get out the house, walk outside. It was freezing cold, but just go outside and get frozen. Do something to get you like get out, whatever, being inside the house. I don't know, but the anxiety, I felt there was a little bit of anxiety of whatever I was going through in that moment. And it was so early in the day. It's like, I'm not going to start my day like this, So the meditation thing I think is crucial, prayer, and yes, affirmations, because I talk about it all the time. Like, I speak myself into feeling better.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
we can.
Yeah. And you are, other artists the other day, like, you're a therapist. Like, people don't realize musicians are therapists, you can heal yourself even.
That's true. That's very true. My songwriting started with communication problems. I could not tell someone oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like that. I mean, I was cool. Like, hey, I was outgoing, but I was just like, I can't really tell you how I feel. I'll just write it down and then I'll show you. So that's how I write. So that was healing for my constant communication to whoever.
Yeah. That's crazy. So you had one of the amazing projects you've done. Of course, I was again digging deep. I want to go into, of course, just your relationship with, of course, your beautiful, I call her sister best friend, Serena Williams. You did an amazing collaboration with Drake on the production of the soundtrack for her signature statement fall collection. So what was that like, creating something for a beautiful friend?
Oh, honestly, I'm going to keep it honest with you. It was one of the hardest things I've had to do. When your friend knows that you sing and you've been singing, she's really literally been there the whole, like, she knows how much I've done in, working music. So when she asked, I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So, we're looking at the collection, we're looking at the clothes, we're like, okay, what does this speak? What does she want to sound like, and she's kind of a hard person to please, to be honest. So she knows what she wants to hear. Right. If she knows what she wants to hear, she better hear it or it's not going to be right. Like, she has to lock in and hear it and has to match exactly what she wants. So that's the hard part. So we did that. And then and then she had Drake come in, and well, first in the first mix, she had us do some stuff with one of his artists, like add some of his artist stuff in with our stuff, and then what they did was give it to Drake. Drake picked and choose how he wanted everything to go in together, and then the DJ put everything together, and then that was the show. So it was hand over our part, you hand over your part, you hand over your, and it made the final cut, which was cool. And then she actually asked us to come back. We did it 2 years ago, or was it last year? We did it last year as well, and that was just us. We did this time, so we got a chance to branch off and do the project ourselves. But it was really awesome. I love my friend. I'm so proud of her in her clothing line and her business. I always wanted to be a stylist and a clothing designer all her life, and fashion is everything to her. And so to be able to collaborate her fashion with our music was such an awesome marriage and such an elevation to both of our careers at the same time, which I think was amazing and beautiful.
Absolutely. Well, during the middle, of course, of this, and I call it a shift, a lot of people are calling it COVID-19 pandemic. I call it, a shift, a paradigm shift, because of course, yes, we are losing a lot of people, but there's some amazing things coming out of 2020. And speaking of amazing things, you have dropped quite a few singles.
And I didn't even, I realized, I didn't realize it, but yes, I did.
Well, let's get into it. Of course, let me remind you, Summertime.
Yeah.
Summertime, beautiful sound produced by Orlando Rocco. That's how I actually discovered your sound, and amazing visual, by the way.
Thank you so much.
You're absolutely welcome. So talk to me about, of course, how this shift has been a blessing to you when it comes to creativity.
Oh, man. Well, we're so used to being in the house all the time. So that was awesome, because we literally didn't have anything else to do but make music. Yeah. That was it. No traveling. We didn't have to go anywhere. So that's a freedom in itself, and not having anything else to worry about. I mean, literally this whole time we've had artists after artists after artists after artists after artists come to our house and record. We've recorded songs. I mean, we've recorded demos. I've recorded music personally. It's really offered a lot of time to myself to be able to discover more and more about myself, and discover more and more about the sound and how I want, my audience to receive my music. And I felt like the world stopped.
Yeah.
It stopped, and it allowed us to sit with ourselves and to really understand ourselves and spend more time with our family. And I don't know, when you lift off all these extra things off your life, you're able to free up your creative space.
Yeah.
And to be able to videos, and why not?
And continuing to do it. So I think it's just amazing. So that walks us into, of course, the second amazing single, of course, Mama, produced by, of course, your husband, and Craig King in Flaws. Mama, of course, was dedicated to your mama, Eva Marie. She transitioned this year. So my condolences to you and your family. One of the things that caught me was, of course, you said, of course, the woman who taught you knowledge and power and respect. And in the song itself, you paraphrase, listen to your mama. She has knowledge. She has power. So very deep, very conscious sound, very dope. Very, 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 very much relative and relatable to all of us. We all, sometimes we don't want to listen to our mamas, and I don't think it's a coincidence, because sometimes I don't listen to mine. So it was humbling. It was humbling. I think she's watching too. It was humbling to do this and to hear your lyrics, and just to watch the visuals. So talk to us about Mama.
Oh, Mama.
Yeah.
When Chris and I write songs, it's like we want a reflection really of how we feel and how our life sometimes, like through the music. And sometimes we're writing, you know, really truly writing for other people. But if we are writing just in a space coming from just pure writing, we wanted to create a song that spoke to what we were doing for our children.
Yeah.
Like we're all this, like we're working hard, you know, and we've shifted into a space where we really are looking at generational wealth, generational knowledge, generational businesses for our children, and not having not having to have them worry about anything. And
Yeah.
you know, not that they don't need to work, but just that they don't have to worry about, we're setting a foundation for them. And so at
Mhm.
that moment in time, that was really what was on our mind, getting that started. And so we wrote that song pure, straight from the heart. And what we're doing, we're really talking to our kids, and I'm talking to myself, and he's talking to himself, and we talking to everybody else.
Mhm. And we're listening. I think it's amazing. It's amazing. So what would you say is the best advice you've been given thus far? So whether it be industry related or just personal, what's the best advice you've been given?
Oh, gosh, it's two. Can I say two?
Absolutely.
Okay. The first one wasn't directly given to me. It was a message that I heard through Oprah, and she did an interview at Stanford University, or
Hmm.
yeah, with Stanford or Harvard, one of those. She did an interview, and she said throughout her interview, she said that you can't possibly help other people until you know who you are.
Mm.
I was like, does that
Woo.
really apply to everything, like to everybody? But at the same time, I was like, you know what, you're right. So that's what really sparked something in me, like a change in the way that I saw things, in the way that I looked at things. And it really spoke to me looking deeper inside myself to understand certain things about myself so that I could be comfortable with presenting my craft to the world. And so, but the other one, what was the other one? I totally forgot it right now. What was the other one? It was good too. Crap.
Good
Oh,
advice.
I had a mentor, and she really taught me so much about the music industry, the music business. And she told me, you know, she's in her 60s, and she's been in the industry so long and just seen so much. And she just was like, I'm going to give you the knowledge that I have so that you
Mm.
can pass it on to another young woman in the industry, and they can pass it on to another young woman in there. So she's like, listen, this whole process was like, listen to me, listen to what I have to say, listen to what I'm teaching you, take it all in, practice
Yeah.
what I like, understand it, understand the music business in the traditional way, and understand the music business in what is, like, you know, the original back in the Motown
Mm.
days, you know, and how the music is currently happening now, and understand both sides of it, and you're gonna be powerful. And I said, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
So I've taken that, and I'm taking her knowledge, and I want to teach it I'm gonna, you know, teach it forward to other women, and just really understand the music business from the inside out, and just really create a platform for other women to do what they do.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you know, speaking of the industry, because of course, you know, we're talking about it. So if you could change one thing, just one thing about the industry, what would it be?
How the digital streaming is paid.
Mm. Yes.
The digital streaming royalty is horrible. I mean, I just don't believe that it's fair. If I can't walk up to a counter and pay you in 0.00002 cents,
Mm.
they can't pay me in 0.00002 cents. It's not real currency.
Right. Wow.
Not real
Absolutely.
currency. So
Yeah.
that just really perplexes me. So, and even though, you know, they're working on, you know, they've come to a decision to readjust the royalty rate and to readjust how digital streaming is working, I
Mm.
still don't think it's fair. I still think there's too many hands in the pot. I think there's too many companies that are blocking how we get our music out there. And that's something I really want to change.
Yeah.
Just if I can't change the system, I definitely want to create a platform where I can create or bring in direct revenue and direct, money to my streaming, to my music, to my content, for me and for the people that I work with. Because I work with some talented people, some extremely talented people, some big people in the industry that are used to their business. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I'm an independent artist, and you guys are offering me your wonderful tracks and your wonderful production and your help and all this stuff to what I do, but I want to be able to pay it forward to them.
Yeah.
They should be able to make money, enough money on the back end to be worth what we're all creating together. So
absolutely. So let's talk to that aspiring singer or songwriter or producer that's coming up, and they are very, very talented, super talented even, and they have no clue about the business. So how important is performance rights organizations and understanding that you need to copyright your sounds and publishing and things like that?
It's very important. I think when it comes to publishing, just understanding who you're giving your publishing to, what are the stipulations that come behind it, how long are they going to own your stuff for, making sure you have some type of counsel or some type of legal person that can help you go through the contracts, because these contracts are not nice. They are not. And obviously it's business, and people are going to set things up the way they need to be set up for them to be successful. But I say definitely look at your contracts, understand what types of contracts there are and what type of publishers there are, and what different publishers offer you and provide you. I think PROs, once again, they're part of that team.
Yeah.
Not paying you enough. But at the same time, if it's in place, you want to protect yourself. You want to make sure the registrations are correct. When other people register for you, you want to make sure you register yourself. And you want to make sure you understand that there's a 50% writers publishing, and there's a 50% public.
Yeah.
There's so many different pieces of it that we forget. We're so creative that we forget about the business aspect of it, and understanding when we're getting ripped off and when we're not getting ripped off, because it's so easy to get ripped off. And so know your business.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'd like to talk about that because, I meet a lot of people, and I meet a lot of younger, aspiring artists a lot of times. And it's just all about, I can, they want to write for you, or they just, but they don't really talk about the important part. So, our duty, to talk about it. And even if they don't do it, it's just like, well, you're going to do it if you work with me,
Yeah. How I do. People mad at me. I'll be like, this is okay. This is the paperwork that I need to sign. Okay, Phil, can you fill everything out? I mean, I'm serious. Like,
no, I totally get it. Like, I have a producer I've been knowing for a very long time, and he'll always say, like, Monique, you're the only one that comes in here with split sheets. Like, I'm like, that's good. Like, the hell with the laptop. I need your pen. I need your handwriting signature on it.
It's a difficult conversation, though. It's difficult. So, but it's good to have, if you have a good working relationship with the people, just to have an understanding of what type of percentages everybody's going to get,
Yeah, you're asking for money, like up front. You're telling them this is going to be my money. This is going to be your money.
What is the relationship? Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. I like to do wordplay. So I'm going to mention 3 words with you, and I want to know what comes up first. To mind. So say manifestation, elevation, and monetization.
So you want me to say what comes to mind
first? Yes. Manifestation, elevation, monetization.
Manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm picking manifestation. Am I supposed to pick one?
You could just tell me whatever you're thinking when I say these words.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know the rules of the game. Manifestation.
Mm-hmm. Manifestation, elevation, and monetization. It's so much, huh?
Yes.
Got some folks helping you in the comments. I see.
Fearless. Be bold. Okay. speak it into existence.
There you go. Yes.
Um,
Manifestation. So elevation.
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 Being better self, always.
Okay. Yes. Yes. And monetize.
Get your coins.
Yes.
Sorry.
And that's it. I like doing that because I mean it reminds me too to just, there's certain things I may not be thinking of too when I'm,
Oh, wait, yours. She's like, get me my money.
get my money. Who said,
Growth development, straight, be bold. She had all the answers.
Run the bag up. Yeah. I mean, manifestation is like, that's literally, people don't realize biblical, to call things that aren't as though they are, and I say it a lot because, I sit there and say all the time, you can't go where you don't see yourself already. You have to see yourself there first, and I think as a young kid, I would go and touch things that I desired. And I'm not even talking about physical things, like whether it had been, a new home, I want to move there, go see it, go and touch it, go inside, but and with everything else, so manifestation, that's a big one. That's a big one for me.
Do you like vision boards?
I do. Yes.
A vision board. Someone introduced it to me so many years ago, and it was one of the best things ever because I literally looked and saw it. I was like, wait a minute, did that just happen? That happened. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. And I remember, actually it's crazy because I just found like 4 vision boards in the closet. I feel bad now. I know. I was like, oh my God. So I brought them out. Yes, I did. I got them out. DRIA.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got them out. Now they're in my room. One is on my wall, but it was just like, it reminded me too, like, and yes, I revisited that. Yes, quite a bit of that has taken place. Then I remembered too, you have to be careful about who you show your vision board to.
Oh.
Yeah, it's no different from telling people things that are about to happen in your life because everybody, happy for you. And I think that was the last time, and maybe, I don't know, I think it's because I moved is why it was in the closet, but I just remember, don't ever show, even if someone comes, put it under your bed or cut, whatever, because this is your
vision.
In your vision.
Right.
I realized how powerful they are. So how do you feel the internet has impacted the music business?
I think in a positive light, I think it has impacted it to the point where you can literally, your music can reach people in Russia and all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And they're able to access you at any point in time and day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things that it takes away with music is that it just becomes so accessible and so saturated that it's very hard to rise to the top in this pool of a million people, millions of people, and it takes away from that face-to-face, that touch, that energy, that love, that vibe that you feel in person with people. So I mean, it has positives and negatives, but
yeah. Well, I mean, just in cultivating, even like how I met you,
right. During the pandemic, we would have never met each other.
It's a lot of stuff going on in this pandemic. I'm telling you, it's just like
God, it kept us all alive. And our house is like,
yeah. It's a blessing. I hate people like, oh, it's a big blessing. No, I would not want to redo this year over again, but then again, I wouldn't say I would throw it away, because so much has happened.
Yeah. I don't think we ever throw anything away because good or bad, it still has some type of effect on you.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be for the good and it could be for the bad, just whether you choose which one you choose to have it be.
Yeah, absolutely. So for you, is it important to do what you love or to love what you do?
Oh, there you go with that question. Better to do what you love.
Elaborate.
Do what you love, because you'll always have a genuine um energy about it. It'll always be genuine. You'll genuinely want to be doing something every day. You'll genuinely want to wake up every day and do it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that because I think so many of us, and I've, for a while, even before a pandemic, clocking the clock and having to go to work. And, I've quit probably quite a few positions because I'm not doing what I love,
Right.
and we'll just start loving it because it's paying the bills. But at the same time, it's like, no, what I love will eventually pay the bills,
Yeah.
because what is it saying? God will make room for our gifts. He will provide increase. It will come.
Yeah.
If we just continue to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's it.
yeah. So tell me, what is your most beloved childhood memory?
Oh, what is my most beloved childhood memory?
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't thought about this. Gosh.
You
I
might.
I probably have to say, traveling across the country all the time with my parents.
Mm.
Yeah, my parents, they were quick to pack up a car and get in, and my mom would pack sandwiches and fried chicken and all
Oh,
kinds. They would switch, and we'd make it to Houston in 24 hours from like California straight. Like, but it was cool because my mom they enjoyed like showing us different parts of the country, different parts, of different places and museums and, you know, I don't know, important sites in the world and stuff like that.
mm-hmm. Well, you just took a trip cross country. Tell us about it. Didn't you just come back from Ghana?
Last year I did.
Here? How was that?
Oh man, it
Amazing.
was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I was there. Was I there for 10 days or 8 days?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was maybe 10. I don't know. But it was so beautiful. The country was beautiful. The people were beautiful. The food was amazing. I went with the most beautiful people. It was a group, like maybe 6 of us. I
Mm-hmm.
went with a nonprofit. And it's called Sub-Saharan, shoot, sorry, battery. Sub-Saharan Education Project. And
Mm-hmm.
they build schools over in Accra
Wow.
or Ghana. And so when we went there, they had we had a place, we had someone there cooking us authentic food, we had someone driving us across the country. I mean, we were going 6 hours here, 6 hours there. National parks, got to see actual villages, got to meet people in the villages, got to eat village food, met elders, got to visit the schools, went to the Cape Coast, got to go to the slave castle, which was so insane to see.
Beautiful.
And so sad. So
Mm,
sad. But,
yes.
beautiful. I can't wait to go again.
Well, I want to go, so let me know. I've never been to Africa ever.
Yeah. I mean, I'll definitely let you know because the group that I went with, it was the best experience. And I would have been so scared to just go by myself and not really know.
Yeah.
And they made it so wonderful and warm
Yeah.
and just welcoming to the country. It was beautiful.
Absolutely. So you're talking about, you're talking about travel and creating. So what is the creative process like for you? Say if you're in a space like that or a place, a different place, a new place, where do you create and what inspires you when you're writing?
You mean a new place like what? Anywhere?
Yeah, like Africa. Hmm.
Oh, you know,
Were you able to? I mean, did you write over there? Because your
I
vision looked like you was in Africa.
But you know what? I was inspired.
Good.
That's what I didn't necessarily write while I was over there. I just took everything
Yeah.
in the culture. I took in the environment. I took in the beauty. I
Mm-hmm.
took in the music that I heard on the radio, you know, the different styles, the different voices, you know. I took in the nightlife. And subconsciously, I've got everything still up here. So it's like, oh, wait a minute. Let me call on that real quick. Okay. What did it feel like? What did it look? I'm so glad I had that experience because I can actually say, okay, what did it feel like in Africa? What did it look like? How regal did it feel? Like, what did it, you know what I mean? Like, I can take my experience and just really create a beautiful picture in so many different ways.
Well, you did a good job because Mama totally gave me the vibe.
Yay!
I was like, is she there? Like, you know, I wanted to climb in. Like ever since I was little, I've been wanting to climb into places that I can't, you know, that are not in front of me.
Shout out to Mayoshi Mona. She's on here. She's a stylist and Heezy Collective. I mean, together we were able to shoot this in one day, 3 different locations, 3 different outfits, 3 different, you know, visions. Oh, we had Pinterest boards and pictures and all kind of outfits. It was so awesome. And my hairstylist.
Oh,
Christy, my with the braids.
and just like, you know, like I said, I've watched it. I've literally like almost 20, 25 times. So it's just, you know, Mayoshi, am I saying the name right? Mayoshi. Well done. I mean, just, you know, you got to have the right team, right? And people who see,
Yeah.
you know, and she nailed it. So
The director, man, she's crazy.
yeah, we'll have to have you on the show, Mayoshi.
Yes. Oh my gosh, she has so much to talk about. Woo!
Yes. That would be wonderful. So talk to me about what you can share with me for 2021. What's next? Because I know you talked about an Xmas album. Are we expecting?
You know, I always threaten to do a Christmas song. Like, oh, my album. Okay, yes. Yes, I have an album. I actually shot the first episode, which is, well, I'm doing my videos and episodes for the album. The album's called When I Grow Up. And the different episodes are just kind of, it's like a story of the album is like a story of growing up and a combination of just different styles, different points in my life, just all aspects of me. And so I shot the first 2 videos, which is episode 1 that I'm going to be putting out this Friday. And the album is coming out I think next week. And
amazing.
We're just gonna I'm honestly thinking about doing a crowdfunding because that's my first step to saying, okay, I need direct revenue, you know, support. I need to finish these videos. I need to, you know, finish, you know, doing the promo stuff and the marketing stuff behind it. Cause I really want this album to get out to people, to more people than I've been reaching. And so I was thinking about doing a crowdfunding because why not?
Yeah, why not?
And the album, I mean, like releasing the video that way, you know, you go to my crowdfund, you can take a look at the video. And if you want to support me and help me finish making my vision come to life, that would be awesome. So I'm going to put that together. I'm going to post about that soon.
Well, what I like about you too, DRIA, just the humility. I mean, even just putting that gem out there that you just put out there. So many people are afraid to ask, you know, for help. And there's so much money. There's so many people with money that don't know what to do with it, and they're looking for places to put it. And there's not always into stocks and stuff like that. They just, you know, they want to like, oh, here's $1 million. You know, just, you know, which is great, you know. Just drop it, you know, but it's just like to be able just to say what you just said and to say, it's like, do it, you know, because you don't know one person that just puts $20,000 into your hands because you opened up that option.
Yeah. You know, but the tough part is getting people to transition from different platforms. Like if they're on Facebook, how do I get you to go to my crowdfund? How do I get you to go to my crowdfund or my YouTube or my, you know, my SoundCloud or my Spotify? Like that's the challenge that I'm having is to transition their platforms to go listen or go somewhere else to check my stuff out.
Well, I can say use the link to this video. I'm not an A&R or anybody, but even me, like you just gave, like I said, gave me a thought. Like I would use this visual
Right. That's what I'm thinking, right?
Or like put the link everywhere, like on these platforms, and follow that. Because if they follow this, they'll follow you. You know,
Right.
I followed this, like I said, all day, you know, and not just because of the interview, but because of course what it did for me. This the creation and what you're talking about is conscious music, you know. So talk to me about one thing, because I know you have a lot of strengths. I've understand them to be very creative. You're a right side brain thinker, you know.
Am I?
Yes, you are, which means like, you know, art. You are, everything is creativity. I'm sure you have analytical over there, but that's like that side. But the arts show up very vividly in everything you're doing. So that's a strength. But I want to know one of your weaknesses. Did I
Um,
lose you?
yeah, I'm right here. One of my weaknesses, procrastination.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
I'm the worst.
Mm,
And so, but I also work well under pressure.
mm,
So it's not a good thing for my procrastination because I always know I could tell myself, I'm gonna get it done though, because I have to, and it's challenging. I'm gonna get it done. So, you know,
mm.
that's my worst is procrastination.
I think we all have it though.
You think so?
I think
Okay.
even I think what's worse is just punctuation, you know. I think, you know, I was reading the other day, and even today I was you know, I was listening to another producer talking about like how important it is, you know. And even me today, I was just like, it's so important to be punctual, and you know, I'm still working on it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think procrastination and punctuation, they go together, you know.
Yeah. You're procrastinating on time.
Yeah, being on time. So take us out and share with us one last gem. I would like you to tell everyone, you know, in 3 words, you know, your mission in life. And so that can resonate with us as we thank you for your time today. I can see what you're doing. I hear what you're doing, but tell us
You said 3 words
in
though?
3 words. You know, so wordy like that, huh?
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Longer. Like a
Uh,
whole sentence, Drea.
okay.
She's like, why make it so difficult?
Okay. Touch someone. I
Mm,
broke that word down though.
wow. Oh, I love that.
Touch someone.
Wow.
Listen, as long as I could touch one person, I mean, I'm whoever I'm supposed to touch, that's just whoever I'm supposed to touch. And that's why I want to leave it out there like that. Like,
Well, you've touched me.
yay. Thank you. And you've touched me. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you pried into my brain because a lot of people don't pry into my brain. I'll be over here just by myself.
Yeah. Well, the idea, Drea. I mean, you know, with the whole idea with the face behind the brand, I think our face is one of the largest emotional organ, right? That we see.
Yeah.
So I want to know who's behind the face.
Yeah.
What makes you tick? So you are truly the face behind the brand.
Thank you very much. And
Yeah.
so are you.
Thank you.
I love your lipstick
Thank
and your
you.
nails. They match. I like that.
Just like, let me just
I know we got pink. We got a pink coordination going on.
again, manifestation, right?
Yes.
Look at this. This is like a whole, and whoever's on this snapshot, so we can have this captured. Let me
Oh
just,
yeah.
let me, I'm going to snapshot too, so I can have this forever. So yeah, beautiful. And yeah, thank you so much. So yes, let's stay in touch. And I definitely want to collaborate with you. Absolutely.
I missed you, girl. I tried
I,
to snapshot. I don't even know how to.
I want to collaborate with you, Drea.
You do.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's
Let's do it.
because
What do you want to do?
I think I want you to, of course, write some songs for me. I'm a writer, or let's write some songs together.
Okay.
You know, outside of course what you're doing with your album. I know you're busy, but yeah, definitely I can see and feel a lot of your energy on my project that I am completing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
So I'll
Yeah.
drop stuff, a message so you can some of the links, and then you'll be able to hear so that it can coincide or it can be totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Cool. Do you already have tracks? You have a producer that you're working with?
Yeah,
Okay.
I work with a few producers. A few of them are signed producers, and then some are independent. But I've known them for a while. But I'm open. I'm all
Okay.
yeah. I like your vibe.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, send me the links.
Okay, will do.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank
Thank you, everybody who joined.
thank
Shania,
you. And Mil,
Chuck.
I see, of course, Joshua Tree Foundation. That's another nonprofit organization.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my cousin from Oakland.
Oh, yeah. What do they do?
Well, she has a nonprofit organization where she, of course, assists with educating children, young adults, teaching them about life in general, taking them outdoors, technology, everything, growing,
Nice.
growing them up into young men and young women. So,
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
doing that for quite a while. And so when you see that Joshua Tree Foundation, that's my bloodline.
Yeah. Okay. What they're doing. I love nonprofits.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I saw brand
Thank
new.
you.
Said, look at this new magical moment and two powerful women coming together. Absolutely. So God bless you, Queen. Thank your wonderful family for sharing you with us, and I'll talk to you soon.
Can you share this? Oh, you're going to share the video
I'm
and
gonna
then.
right now, yeah, and then I'm gonna post like what IG doesn't let you like. I don't know why the other person that's in the live can't take it and download it. I think you have to take it from like a what do you call it, an app, an IG app. But I'll the way I can.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.